Jerome Powell said no. Not only did he say no, he said no for a long time. What does this mean for the price of XRP XLM in the altcoin market? Well, we're going to talk about it.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
A trigger warning, that's right, I should have warned you. Jerome Powell's up on the screen and my man means business. He not only peed in our Cheerios today, he's peeing in our Cheerios tomorrow, the next day, and the day after that. But before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first because you, the viewer, what everyone, matter most. Brady Dickerson dropping support on the channel saying thank you. Well, you're welcome, and thank you for supporting the channel. And thank you to chat. The live stream was amazing today. I will have that video leaked at the end. If you want to listen to something tonight while you're laying in bed, pretty cool, I will have that. Just give it a listen. Andrew Butcher says, hands down, whether or not he officially screwed us, everyone loves honey until there's a hand inside the jar. Dude, Andrew, dropping wisdom on us. Well done. Martinson Lee says, that's why we're stupid to allow these people to stay in Congress. Hey, you know my view. Vote them all out. I don't care what side of the aisle they're on. If they don't do what we say, vote them out. Bitcoin's sitting at 96,392, ETH at 1792, while XP's at 211. Squeeze at 325, while XLM's at 25.7. We're going to talk XRP and XLM because Jerome did what? Yeah, peed in our Cheerios. But I asked you, did Trump screw the crypto market? And almost 1,000 of you have voted. This will be linked in the description below. I said, hey, did Trump screw us with his regs, with his World Liberty Financial and his meme coin? The majority of you, 63% of you said yes, Trump screwed the crypto market. But you know who screwed us even more? The man with the purple tie who's up on the screen right now. And you see on the bottom of the screen right here where it says chat is disabled for this live stream? Yeah, because they know chat would rip this dude a new one. My chat wasn't disabled. In fact, my chat was lit AF. I had a bunch of fun hosting a live stream. Here's what happened. The Fed, they paused. In support of its goals, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 4.25% to 4.5%. In considering the extent and timing of additional adjustments to the target range for the federal fund rates, the committee will assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risk. Here's what happened. Jerome Powell said time and time again, we need to see what the data is going to tell us. Jerome, what do you think about future rate cuts? Well, I don't know. There's too many things in motion right now. We got to see what the data tells us. Jerome, what about tariffs? Well, there's too many moving parts right now. We need to... Basically, he told us they're going to pause for a long time. So not only did he say no to rate cuts now, he said no to rate cuts in the future. Which means what? The chance for rate cuts in June went to the wayside. In fact, we are now looking to July for our first realistic chance for rate cuts. So if you want crypto to moon, it ain't coming from the stablecoin bill because the Democrats are killing that thing. You want rate cuts, or I'm sorry, you want crypto to moon because of, rate cuts? Yeah, that would be coming hopefully in July. But Jerome Powell, time and time again, when asked by people, said, hey, look, we need to see more data. Jerome has been lagging. He's been behind. He's been behind when it came to raising rates when inflation started coming at us. He's been behind since the ECB has been cutting rates. He's been behind it's just he has been horrible as a Fed head. In fact, Jerome Powell didn't even put much effort into this meeting. So many mistakes were made during this. Chat and I both noticed it, and it was frustrating AF. The problem we got is it appears that we've got a handle on inflation. Now, that's not to say that prices are cheap. No, prices are still expensive. But at least they're not freaking out of control like a runaway freight train. Choo choo, bitches. Now, I'll save that for at the end. But for real, Jerome Powell basically said, hey, look, they're under no rush right now to cut rates. Meanwhile, the European Central Bank has cut rates now 7 times in a row. Our Canadian friends to the north, up on the map. Hey guys, where's north? North is always up, right? They've cut rates too. But the United States, way behind. Fed fund rate, yeah, it's 100 points lower than its peak, but we're still getting screwed with high interest rates, and that's putting a hell of a lot of pressure on crypto. Now, the good news is this. It did not shoot the market in the foot. That is awesome. The problem is, though, it stops us from going green on the screen. But you know what I did? I changed my background lights to green because I want the rally to happen. Volume did go up. Look at this. Volume went up 70% to $105 billion on the Fed announcement. So everyone was watching the Fed, and I told you that would happen. Altcoin season, we started sliding on up. In fact, earlier in the week, we were way, way low. We were 15 in the altcoin index. We are now at 27, which is a very healthy move on forward. XLM price, well, let's take a look at it. Volume right now, 140 million, not bad, but certainly not juicy. Let's take a look at the candlesticks to see if something jumps out at us for XLM. We're going to go to the 15-minute where you can see what? Support north of the 25-cent mark, but right now we need those tariffs to be taken care of. The big news for that is what, everyone? This weekend, there was just an announcement made that the United States and China will be holding their meeting. Something big happens, I'll share it with you. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Also, drop me a like if you don't mind. It really helps the algorithms. So XLM, getting a lot of support right now north of 25 cents. We all feel comfortable with that. But we want more than that. We want XLM 30, 40 cent mark. To get there, we need rates to come down and we need regs. We're waiting for both of them. And right now, it appears that we've got delays for both. So, is there a risk for us going into the buy zone? Now, if the meeting this weekend goes sideways, then yes, you could be looking at super cheap XLM. So be ready, everyone. Have your dry powder ready. Now, XRP, the story is a little bit different. Look at the volume for XRP. Up 59% in the last 24 hours. Compare that to XLM in the last 24 hours, down 6%. Overall, in terms of gross volume, XLM's volume, 139 million. XRP's volume, 3.75 billion. The price right now for XRP, $2.11. Candlesticks for XRP tell us that we've got plenty of support above that $2 mark. And right now we're holding strong right above that $2.10 mark. Zoom out just a little bit right here and you can see what? Yeah. Almost the same story as XLM. We're waiting for tariffs and we're waiting for regs. So, you want sub $2 XRP? You need that meeting this weekend between the United States and China to go sideways. You want XRP to go to 230 to 250? You need stablecoin regs to start happening and you need the tariff action to start happening because guess what? You're not getting rate cuts anytime soon because Jerome Powell did pee in our Cheerios. In fact, he was so adamant out there that he didn't even want to talk about the possibility of future rate cuts because you know what he said? He said, you know what? We're 100 basis points lower than where we were a year ago, and I think that's comfortable enough. Yep, that's exactly what he said. So right now, XRP is going to stay range bound until those situations change. And our best hope for that change is going to come this weekend with that meeting between the United States and China in regards to the tariff meeting. That was seriously one of the most frustrating meetings to watch of Jerome Powell within this last year. He has no intentions whatsoever to cut rates. As he says, the economy is healthy, jobs are healthy, and the American consumer is healthy as well. Yeah, that's right. You're not paying a lot for food. You're not paying a lot for housing. The job market is stable and all of that. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what he said. That is how detracted from reality he is, and that is how detracted from reality all of these big shots are. So that means no rate cuts next meeting. And you know what that also means? We probably might only get one rate cut this year. So now we've got stablecoin regs pushed out. which now pushes crypto regs out even further. You've got rate cuts pushed out even further. Our only hope right now is that we get this tariff situation settled here this weekend. Now, will this situation be completely settled this weekend? Probably not, because this is a massive, massive ball of wax that we got to deal with. But hopefully we get some of it resolved, and it gives a big boost to the crypto market, because we could really deal with something good right now, because it has been a big shit sandwich. Like, I'm talking about, like, the big Subway sandwiches that are, like, 3 feet long. Look, this is, like, 3 feet right here. Well, I'm trying to fit it in the camera. It's, like, 3 feet right here. Yeah, that's what we've been dealing with. So that's Jerome Powell. He was late to raise rates when we went through the pandemic. He was late to cut rates. And the worst part about it is he just seems not interested in doing anything. Yeah, welcome to the United States. Estados Unidos, my friends. Choo-choo, bitches.